Good day, students. This is Sir Flor, and this is Learn High School Mathematics with Sir Flor. In this video lesson, we will tackle about finding the roots of polynomial equation. So, without further ado, let's get started. Here are the steps in finding the roots of polynomial equation. Number 1, determine the maximum number of real roots using the degree of polynomial. For example, if the degree of polynomial is 3, meaning the highest degree or the highest exponent is 3, then the number of roots is 3. Another example, if the degree of polynomial is 5, therefore there are 5 roots. Number 2, determine the rational numbers that are possible roots using the rational zero or rational roots theorem. For this step, we have to list down all the factors of P, the factors of Q, and the possible roots of P over Q. And last step, you have to test each possible rational roots using synthetic division. This is a trial and error method. Each time a root is found, repeat this step again using synthetic division on the depressed equation. When you say depressed equation, this is an equation that results from reducing the number of roots in a given equation with one unknown by dividing the original equation with the difference of the unknown and a root. Now, if the last depressed equation is a quadratic equation, use any method, specifically quadratic formula, to solve for the remaining roots. So I'll give you some of the examples of polynomial equations, and we will try to find the roots or the real roots of the polynomial equations. Let us have the first example. Let's find the roots of x cubed plus 2x plus x squared, minus 4x minus 4 equals to 0. So from here, I will ask you, what could be the degree of the polynomial? If you said 3, then you are correct. Now, if the degree of the polynomial is 3, then how many roots do we need? If you said 3, then you are correct also. Why? Because 3 is the degree of the polynomial or the highest degree. Therefore, the number of roots is 3. Next step, you have to find out the factors of P, factors of Q, and the possible roots of P over Q. For the factors of P, you have to find out the factors of 4, meaning finding the factors of constant of the given polynomial equation. So the factors of P, remember, you have to include the positive negative. So the factors of P will be positive negative 1, positive negative 2, and positive negative 4. For the factors of Q, you only have positive negative 1. Why? Because Q is the leading coefficient. So what we're going to do is to find the factors of the leading coefficient, which is the 1. When you say leading coefficient, this is the coefficient under the leading term. And for the possible roots of P over Q, of course, you have to divide P by Q 1 by 1. So the possible roots for the possible roots of P over Q will be positive 1, positive 2, positive 4. And of course, negative 1, negative 2, negative 4. You have to include that. I hope that you get this. Our next step here is to use synthetic division. Remember that this is a trial and error method. So as you can see on the possible roots again of P over Q, which is the encircled one, This encircled one on the synthetic division part will serve you as your window. Now, to find out the real roots of the given polynomial equation, so we will use first the synthetic division. So the first step for this synthetic division is to list down or write all the coefficients and constant of the given polynomial equation. So the coefficients and constant are 1, 1, -4, and -4. And there will be a window somewhere on the left. There's a tip that you have to start with the smallest possible root. So our goal here is to get the root. That means you have to get the remainder of 0. Okay? So if the remainder is 0, therefore, the number on the window, which is your possible root, is your real root. But if the remainder is not 0, therefore, the possible root on the window will be not your real root. So let's start first with the possible root or the smallest possible root, which is 1. Preferably, the first one is +1. Let's have the process of synthetic division. So bring down 1, then multiply the first number by the window. 1 times 1 is 1. Where should you put 1? Below the second one on the first row, which is this one. Then 1 plus 1, 2. Then repeat the process. 2 times the window, which is 1, which is 2. Then -4 plus 2 is -2. Then repeat the process. -2 times 1, which is the window, we have -2. And not positive, -4 plus -2 is -6. Remember, the remainder is your last number on the bottom row. Since -6 is not 0 or not equal to 0, meaning to say that the number on the window is not a root. So to have this possible root a real root, make sure that the remainder must be equal to 0. I hope you get this. Next, if 1 is not a real root, then you may proceed to other roots. The other root will be -1. Then same process, bring down 1. 1 times -1, which is the window, which is -1. -1 plus 1 is 0. 0 times -1, 0. 0 plus -4, -4. -4 times -1, 4. And 4 minus 4, that is correct, 0. And remember, our last number on the bottom row is 0. And remember, we achieve this remainder equal to 0. If this is equal to 0, therefore, the number on the window will be the root, or one of the real roots of the given polynomial equation. So let us have to write the roots. The first one is -1. So I'll ask you, how many numbers left on the bottom row without or except the remainder? If you say 3, then you are correct because 1, 0, and -4. Now, let's have a next step. Our next step here is to write down in a quadratic form. So if you reach these three numbers with 0 as the remainder, then this is in quadratic form. And this time, we have three numbers here, 1, 0, and -4, excluding the remainder on the number on the right, which is the 0. So we can write this in quadratic form. And this will be written as x squared minus 4 equals to 0. Our next step is to use quadratic formula. And our quadratic formula, if you go back to grade 9 mathematics, is x is equal to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now, to find the other roots, simply use this quadratic formula. So before you use the quadratic formula, identify the value of a, b, and c, and substitute all the values of a, b, and c to the quadratic formula. I'll give you the time to find the other roots using the quadratic formula. Pause this video, and when you're ready, kindly resume this video. Done already? Let's see if your answer is correct. So the values of x, or the other roots, will be negative 2 and 2. Or 2 and negative 2, I mean. It's just the same. So the other roots, aside from negative 1, are 2, negative 2, and 2. So these are the roots. I hope that you get this. Next example, find the roots of x cubed plus 2x squared minus 13x plus 10 equals to 0. Before I reveal the answer, pause the video to solve first by yourself. And when you're ready, resume this video. Done already? So, let's start first with the number of roots. So for this case, I will use first the red pen. So the highest degree is 3. So therefore, number of roots is 3. So we have 3 real roots. Now, second step here is to find the following. We have the factors of P. We have factors of Q. And of course, the possible roots of P over Q. Okay, the factors of P will be focusing only on the constant. So therefore, the factors of P will be positive negative 1, positive negative 2, positive negative 5, and positive negative 10. The factors of Q will be focusing only on the leading coefficient, which is 1, or invisible 1. So the factors of Q will be positive negative 1. And the possible roots of P over Q is, since 1 factor of Q, therefore, this will become positive negative 1, positive negative 2, positive negative 5, and positive negative 10. Our next step is to use synthetic division. So drop down all the coefficients and constant. So let's write 1, 2, negative 13, and 10. So in the window, first one, the smallest possible root, which is positive 1. Then use synthetic division. Make sure that the remainder should be 0. If not, this number on the window will not be the root. So therefore, bring down 1. Then 1 times 1 is 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 times 1, 3. Negative 13 plus 3, negative 10. Negative 10 times 1, that is negative 10. Negative 10 plus 10, 0. And 0 will be your remainder. Since 0 is our remainder, therefore, this is your root. So, let's list down the roots. First one, we have 1. Now, how will you find out the other roots? So, take a look on this. How many numbers left here on this bottom row? We have 1, 2, 3, excluding the remainder. So, we have here 3 numbers. So, therefore, you can write this in quadratic form. So, the quadratic form will be x squared plus 3x minus 10 equals to 0. And since this is quadratic, you have to use the quadratic formula. Again, the quadratic formula will be x is equal to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And if you solve this one, if you solve this, the other roots will be x equals negative 5 and x is 2. Okay? So the other roots will be 2 and negative 5. So the roots of this given polynomial equation is 1, 2, and negative 5. Pag hindi pa po naintindihan ang lesson na ito o part na ito, pwede niyong balikan ang ibang parts doon to understand and to master more. I hope that you get this. Next example. Our next example here is to find the roots of x raised to 4 minus x cubed minus 7x squared plus x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now, I'll ask you, how many roots do we have in this given polynomial equation? If you said 4, then you're right. Therefore, there will be 4 solutions or 4 roots. Now, our first step here is to find out the factors of P, factors of Q, and of course the possible roots of P over Q. The factors of P will be focusing only on the constant. So the factors of P will be positive negative 1, positive negative 2, positive negative 3, and positive negative 6. For the factors of Q, we'll be focusing only on the leading coefficient. Therefore, the factors of Q will be positive negative 1. And the possible roots of P over Q will be the same as this one. Positive negative 1, positive negative 2, positive negative 3, and positive negative 6. Let's have our next step. Our next step is to use synthetic division. Remember that the possible roots of P over Q will serve you as your window again for the synthetic division part. So the first step for the synthetic division is to list down all the coefficients and constant of the given polynomial equation. So this will become 1, negative 1, negative 7, 1, and 6. Then there will be a small window somewhere there. So again, the tip here first is to get first the smallest possible root. Okay, so let's have first positive 1. Then let's have the synthetic division process. So bring down 1. Then 1 times the window, which is 1, is 1. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. 0 times the window, which is 1, 0. Negative 7 plus 0, of course, negative 7. Negative 7 times the window, which is the 1, of course, negative 7. 1 plus negative 7, which is negative 6. Negative 6 times the window, which is negative 6. 6 plus negative 6, 0. And remember that our remainder now is 0. Since the remainder is 0, therefore, this is your root. So let's have to list down all the roots first, starting off with 1 as your real root. Next step, take a look on the numbers on the below row or bottom row. Question, how many numbers left except remainder on the bottom row? If you said 4, then this is correct. But remember, if the bottom row has 3 numbers remaining except the remainder 0, then we will write this in quadratic form. But since we have 4 remaining numbers on the bottom row, then what will you do? If you reach 4 or more numbers with 0 as the remainder, then continue using synthetic division with other possible zeros until you reach 3 numbers with 0 as the remainder. So with this, let's have our next step. So all the numbers again from the bottom row will now on the top row or the first row. Then since 1 is our root, we cannot use it anymore. Depending if we can use this again, or we will see that another 1 when we go over to the quadratic equation. So our next root is negative 1. Then same process, bring down 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. 0 plus negative 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. Negative 7 plus 1 is 6, or negative 6 rather. Then negative 6 times negative 1 is 6. Then if you add negative 6 by 6, therefore 0. Then the 0 is our remainder, and since our remainder is 0, therefore the other root is negative 1. Therefore, we will list here on the roots list aside from 1. Next step. My question here, students, is how many remaining numbers are there on the bottom row except remainder? If you said 3, then you're correct. Okay? Since this is now in quadratic form. Okay? Meaning, we have, remember, 3 numbers left on the bottom row except the remainder. We can write this now in quadratic form. This will written as x squared minus x minus 6 equals to 0. Next step is to find the remaining roots using the quadratic formula. Pause this video to solve for the remaining roots. And if you're ready, then please play again the video. Done already? So, if your answer is this, then you're correct. So, the other roots will be 3 and negative 2. And will be listed on this part. So, therefore, the roots of this given polynomial equation, x raised to 4 minus x cubed minus 7x squared plus x plus 6 equals to 0 are negative 1, 1, 3, and negative 2. I hope that you understand this video lesson. Now, if there are parts that are unclear to you, you can go back to the part which is unclear to you until you understand that part. So that's it for this part. I am Sir Flor, and this is Learn High School Mathematics with Sir Flor. Thank you, and God bless you all.